We have actually two generations in here. We have Grandma Lutas, and we have her daughter Aniak. Lutas was a rescued animal. She was rescued when her mother was killed in a boating accident up in Alaska. Lutas was injured in that accident. She was brought here as a very, very young pup, just a few weeks old, and hand-raised by our biologists. Her daughter, Aniak, in there, was born just a few years later, and Aniak has been with us her entire life. Now, these are Alaskan sea otters. These are marine mammals that spend all of their time, or most of their time, in the water. You hear that squeak? That's our newest member. That is Siku, that's Aniak's daughter, and she's over here waiting to be fed. She's letting her feelings about being left out be known.
Is she going to be in there?
That's how the pups vocalize. Even though little Siku over in the other pool is a year and a half old, she's still behaving a lot like her pup. Now these otters, you might have noticed them a few moments ago sort of sleeping in the water. While they spend most of their time in the water, they very seldom go up on shore. Here at the aquarium, where they don't have to worry about predators, they don't have to worry about being disturbed, they will spend some time up on the hollows. But for the most part, sea otters eat and sleep and give birth in the water. They are living marine mammals. How many of you visited our tide pools today? Did you stick your fingers in the water? Yeah? How warm was that water? Not so warm. Well, imagine spending all of your time in the water. These animals are cold water survival experts. They have a couple of ways of staying warm in that water. The first is their incredibly high metabolism. These animals need to eat a quarter of their body weight in food every single day. And Lutas and Aniak in here weigh in at pretty close to 60 pounds. So they're getting about 15 pounds of food every day apiece. Now, think about that for just a moment. Think about how much you weigh. You don't have to tell anybody, I won't make you. That's how many quarter pounders with cheese you'd have to eat every day to keep up with a sea otter. Of course, they're not getting quarter pounders. Instead, they get restaurant quality, sustainably harvested seafood. They get crab and shrimp and mussels and fish fillets and just about anything you can think of that swims or crawls in the ocean. Tonight looks like they're getting, what is that, Steve? Shrimp. Really good shrimp, a great big prawn-type shrimp. These animals get fed about every 3.5 hours. They'll get 7 or 8 feedings a day. And they don't let any of it go to waste. When Steve is all done feeding in here, they're going to start diving down to the bottom and scrounging for just about anything he might have dropped or they might have dropped in there. Watch the animals closely. Sea otters have very loose skin, and it forms a pocket under their arms. So you might see them tuck a piece of food or two under each arm, just to save it for later. They won't leave it there too long, however. They don't like anything to contaminate their fur. So second only to eating is their grooming schedule. When they finish eating each meal, they'll start rubbing and scrubbing and fluffing up that fur and turning somersaults and blowing air into it. You see, that fur is the other way that they stay warm. Sea otters have the densest fur of any animal on Earth. There's somewhere between 500,000 and 1 million hairs per square inch on a sea otter. If you make an okay sign with your fingers, that's about a square inch. Picture 1 million hairs inside the circle of your fingers. It's so tightly packed that when they groom it correctly, the air gets trapped in the hairs and the water never touches their skin. It's like wearing a waterproof down jacket next to their skin to help keep them warm. And that's really important because up in Alaska, the water gets even colder than it does here. Now, that fur was kind of their downfall. At the height of the fur trade, these were the prize pelts. The otters here in Washington were completely wiped out. There were no more. In 1970, They brought a population of 30 animals back down out of Alaska. In 1972, the Marine Mammal Protection Act went into effect, making it illegal to hunt or harm or disturb these animals in any way. I'm happy to report we now have over 1,000 otters back on the Washington coastline. It's pretty amazing when you consider that they only have one pup at a time, and they have a relatively low survival rate. Sea otter pups are a lot of work. They need to be groomed by mom. They need to be fed by mom. Mom carries them around on her chest for the first several weeks of their lives. More than one baby would be out of the question. So they only reproduce maybe once every other year. They can reproduce once a year if conditions are right. But they are very slow to recover from any damage done to their populations. Remember I said they need a quarter of their body weight in food every day? These animals live in the nearshore kelp forest, and without all of the other animals that live in the kelp forest, they can't find enough to eat. So a healthy habitat is really important, as is clean water. Any kind of contaminants, like sewage spills, chemical spills, or petroleum spills, they get into that fur, mat it down, it loses its thermal properties, they become hypothermic and they die. So it's really, really important to have good clean water and lots of things for them to eat. Now, I have a really special treat for you tonight. Because we're an educational institution, we have all the papers and the permits that allow us to keep a sea otter pelt, and you get to find out what they feel like. So while Steve is moving over to our corner exhibit, I invite you to come over, see what a sea otter feels like, get acquainted with our fuzzy friends. Now remember, there's between 500,000 and 1 million hairs per square inch. If you look, you'll see